Hello everyone, welcome back. Why not? Let's do another quick draft. It's not even the next day, so I can't even grind out new dailies. But, hey, we almost broke even on the entry, so whatever. And I don't know. I've saved up a fair amount of gold and gems over the course of just occasionally popping in to grind out dailies when I feel like it. And recently, I've been in the mood to spend them, and I enjoy playing drafts, so let's just do it. That's what the money is for, right? Fake money. Now so there's a black card called Lithoforming or something, right? What's this? This one's a sorcery. Huh. Okay, so it's a more destructive color fixing kind of thing, but also it's really more of a landfall trigger card. Is it good? Not sure. If you have some landfall cards, I'm not sure what you would. I guess you would basically say, you know what, I'm at 8 mana, I don't need more than 5, and then you burn I don't know, 5 of your lands, and you have 3 left, and you figure you'll probably draw at least a couple while you're drawing, right? Because your deck is 1/3 lands, and as a reward you get to trigger your landfall stuff 3 times. Interesting. Probably too situational to first pick. I don't think it's a big enough payoff to commit to it. And it's fairly expensive as well, needing double red and then an X cost. Seems like it would work kind of better in a control-y sort of deck, and I mean, sure, landfall tends. Well, it could be aggro too. I don't know. I'm just thinking it's only good if you can well, I don't know. Maybe it's good in an aggro deck too, because drawing cards is nuts when all your cards are cheap, and card draw matters more than mana. I don't know. All right, what about this? It's a 1/1 for 1 that really loves to be equipped. Okay, and it's got some decent removal attached to it, especially if you can equip it, right? I know there's a 2 mana red equipment that's +2/+0. Kazul's Fury. So this lets you trade creatures. If you got something small, trade it for something that is bothering you somehow. So, I mean, okay, it's also, I guess, reach, because you can use it on the enemy player, on the opponent. Veteran Adventurer. So this is a huge party enabler, and also a party payoff, sort of. A 6 mana 5/5 Vigilance is too expensive, but if you can get any stuff in your party and play this for 4, I think it's pretty insane, right? And then all of your other party stuff, even at 5 mana, it's probably playable. It is a human, which is kind of a... Oh, no. It's a Coria that has the mutate theme where being human is a downside. It's not a big deal in Zendikar Rising. So this also seems like it could be good. Sort of unsurprising that the ones that looked good so far were the ones with higher rarity. That's kind of how Magic works. This is a wizard that, is a flyer. We used it in the last run. It was fine. These are okay. Synchronized. Ah, yes. This is a party removal spell in red. Oh, and also face. That's nice. It's mostly a removal spell that does face damage based on party, I guess. Okay. And then this guy is pretty good as a landfall enabler. But not worth first picking. So I do think we want to look at these first 4 and think about them. Red has some landfall stuff, but not a ton, I think. So it's sort of better to combo with green or white if you were to get this. I mean, this is a 1 mana 1/1 that's pretty bad unless you get some equipment, and then it's pretty okay. Specifically, some power increasing equipment, then it's like pretty good removal. Right, if you can make this a 3-1 with haste on like turn 4 or something, turn 3 rather, that also deals 3 damage when killed, it's pretty cool. I feel like I like Veteran Adventurer more than the others. I'm kind of shocked, like this is the most rare of the 4. It's got this like, I can't quite tell, but the color on the icon in the middle right is kind of goldish, whereas here it's just like white. It's like, I don't know. It's a big landfall payoff, or landfall activator, I guess. But landfall cards seem to be fairly difficult to draft because everybody wants them. So you don't end up with that many. And this is like quite bad if you don't have landfall stuff on board yet. I think I kind of like the Veteran Adventurer as my start. I feel bad picking a 6-drop first because the reason we did so well in the last draft, well, I mean 5 wins, I would have liked more, but was that we had a good curve that let us play little stuff every game. Like early, let us flood the board early. I don't know. I'm going to take it. Skyclave Plunder. Okay, so this is a party draw card. And Scry. We almost picked that last draft. I'm glad I didn't. Shatterskull Minotaur. Alright, it's a warrior. Another 6 cost that cares about party. Ooh. Here's that insane black-white cleric card, right? Oh. And I mean, here's by the way, the red equipment I was thinking of at the last draft. I think we take this. And it wouldn't even be such a disaster if we ended up going like green, white, black. Did I did some tricolor draft recently, right? Was that my last one? No, my last one was blue, white. Wasn't my previous tricolor also green, white, black? Yeah, it was insects and clerics. But this is like a great cleric enabler. And it cares about party, which, like, you know, we have a party card, so okay. So we're not committed to all 3 colors, or even any one of them yet. But that's a direction we could go in. Oh man, there's some good ones up here. Skyclave Pickaxe, not really. I mean, it's I don't know. I guess when it's been played against me, I've been pretty pissed every time. So I guess there is that. But yeah, I mean, okay, here's also like another party enabler, which is something. I'm kind of inclined to take the Springmantle Cleric. Because it's a cleric, and also if you're gonna go tricolor, you know, a 5-mana 5/6, I guess is not all that amazing. It's really mostly good if you have counter synergy, I guess. 1/1 counter synergy. As just like a body, it's not actually all that great, now that I really think about it. Like, there's better things you can get for 5 mana in this set. Obviously, this is pretty cool. A landfall counter ability. But I don't know. We in our other green, white, black deck, we kind of experienced this being like good more for just putting counters on and having counter synergy, and there were a lot of situations where I couldn't really attack with it. Even if it got fairly large, opponents had a way to deal with it, like to defend such that I didn't want to attack. And it's not a party enabler, so that's kind of a downside. I don't think this rogue is all that great, by the way. It's a 2/1 flash flyer, which, like, I don't know, it blocks 3/2 flyers with flash or something, but usually you don't flash this in, I think. You just, like, play it at sorcery speed most of the time. Or, okay, you flash it in at the end of the opponent's turn, so you can afford to have floated mana, and then you cash it in, whatever. But Skyclave Pickaxe is fairly aggro. And I seem to be building towards, like, these two cards so far are fairly late-ish. Right, this is a 2-drop, which is great, but it provides you with, like, some endgame inevitability. And really works well if we can get Blight Priests, which is not a surprise. They're a pretty good card in the Cleric deck. I'm going to take this again. I don't know, maybe I'm dumb. Here's just, like, a bland human warrior. Here's a gigantic flyer cleric. It synergizes really well, of course, with the other cleric. Oh no, I have to pick? I want them both. And nothing else. I mean, this is a 5-mana card. We could take a 3 to make our curve a little better. But I think I'd rather, for now, pick, like, especially good cards. And this card is kind of bonkers as a flyer that gets bigger and bigger. All right, here's a good, this card works well in kind of go wide decks. This is a mill equipment, which doesn't really matter right now. This has got to be better than Seagate Banneret, right? This lets you give creatures +1/+1 until end of turn, and it's, like, cheaper, and it's a warrior. But here, you get it for free. For free! You just have to have a land. But is it actually right? Like, eventually you get to the point where you don't have trouble spending 5 mana, and you do have trouble playing a land. So there is some downside to that choice. And having a 1-drop to curve out better would be pretty cool. And it's also a party card. But this is, like, I don't know. I guess if you were trying to snowball quickly, this would do it pretty well. But we don't really have that at the moment. We have, like, a desire to stay alive for a while and then kind of stomp them with Clerics. I think I'm going to go... Oh, there is this. I didn't think about that. But that's another late game. I feel like I have enough of this stuff. And I don't even have a landfall synergy yet. Yeah. So I think we take actually the Seagate Banneret even over this, just because it's, like, it's a 1-drop, which helps my curve. It's a warrior. And, it has a somewhat useful, although not that great ability. This is just a way to try not to die quite so much against aggro, so that I have time to stabilize. Alright, there's a playable warrior, probably. Utility knife. We didn't end up taking the thing that wants to be equipped. So I think we're taking the Outrider here. Oh, there's some... Why was I didn't even look at the black cards. I forgot I'm also black. Here's a rogue for 2 mana. I mean, probably we should go for the 2-drop, right? Just to have... It's obviously better than this, I think. Just to have a slightly better curve. Like a 4-mana 3/3 that bumps in some extra damage is not that important. I just, again, need more ways to survive until the Cleric thing I'm hoping to build comes to life. Here's a killer card. Absolutely must have Core Celebrant, although I will look around in case somehow something is even better. Answer, no. A 3-mana Warrior, that's not that great. Mind Drain, is it any good at all? It has Life Gain, which synergizes with my Cleric, my Vampire thing. Or 2 Vampire things, right? Okay, I'll try it. Probably don't want any of this. But if I were going to take something, it would be a 2-drop. This all sucks. Is there any reason I might consider splashing blue or red in my 3-color deck? I don't think so. So it's Adventure Awaits or Dreadworm. I don't see myself running Dreadworm, so I guess it would be Adventure Awaits. I just have too much big stuff already. Broken Wings? I mean, okay, sure. Not great, but could be playable. I would probably prefer a reach creature to a second Broken Wings. Spare Supplies is some draw. And this is just a pretty shitty equipment since I don't have any mill theme stuff going on. Okay. All right, I have a few equipment choices in the old sideboard here. Skyclave Cleric is looking pretty good. As just like a 2-mana creature that also gains life and is a Cleric. Is this... So, let me double check. This, when you gain life for the first time, and whenever you gain life, so multiple triggers make this even bigger. Yeah, I'm quite glad I picked this, actually. It does cost 5, so we have to live that long, but if you do, it's pretty nuts. Expedition Healer is a Cleric with lifelink and Vigilance, and it's a 2-drop. Rabid Bite? No. I mean, it's removal. It does cost 2, but like, Actually, maybe this is good. I'm not used to the last card in the pack being good when the first one... I mean, this is... Don't get me wrong, it's a cool card. I should read it at least. It's like... It's a mythic rare, actually, so those are supposed to be really good. Really? Wow. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if it's your main phase, and you get... That includes before combat and after combat, right? You have 2 main phases. There's an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control. So, you would want to play it in your second main, I guess. You go in with your attacks, and then you play this thing, and you're like, gotcha, there's another combat this turn. Oh my god. That's pretty gross. I don't know if it's actually good. It fits in like an aggro red deck, but it costs 6? I don't know. Maybe it's a good finisher. So, Rabid Bite and Skyclave Cleric, I think, are the things I'm looking at. I think this is probably better than Expedition Healer. Maybe? I mean, it's a Vigilant 2/2 with lifelink, but I'm not super likely to be attacking with 2/2s, so the Vigilance and the lifelink don't matter that much. And this one gives you life when you play it, as well as being playable as a land, which could matter in a 3-color deck. But this is like... if you have any largish creatures, this is some premium removal, right? It's like 2 mana to remove a thing, almost anything. If you have anything somewhat large, which we might very well have a couple 5 power creatures. I think this is great. Am I crazy? Like, MTG Rabid Bite rating. Rabid Bite, that's just the Gatherer. It's just telling me what the cards do. It's a solid piece of removal, although it would be more of a nibble against big creatures or in creature light decks, someone says. Oh, this is a reprint apparently. It was first print, or at least one of the times it was printed was in Shadows over Innistrad, I guess. I mean, Skyclave Cleric and Rabid Bite, I think, are my 2 picks. I think Skyclave Cleric just can do so much. Just being a cleric that gives you life is gross. The Sure-Footed Infiltrator was fun, but... Oh no, this is a different rogue that can be unblockable in blue. Okay, so here's like a very weak counterspell that could be an island. That's kind of cute. Obviously, we're not picking it. I'm just trying to like get more familiar with the cards. Here's a cleric that cares about party and gives you life gain and is also a flyer. That seems good. It's starting to look, by the way, like Veteran Adventurer is not really going to be much of a pick. Like, we have a rogue and a warrior, but everything else is clerics, which is fine. We might just cut this. Actually, if I cut both of these, I would be playing just black-white, which would be maybe reasonable. I don't have much reason to play green right now. Yeah. Let's get these out of here and have a more black-white view of the deck. I can put them back in if I want, or I can splash some other color. Here's a cleric that like is untargeted removal. That's interesting. Skyclave Shadowcat, not really in this deck. Some draw, a warrior. Subtle Strike is a fun removal spell, or combat trick, I should say. I didn't really think Demon's Disciple was that great, but when someone played it against me, it kind of worked out. Like, they made me sacrifice something I didn't want to sacrifice. My deck really doesn't have much small stuff, so I'd be sacrificing the Disciple itself, and it's like 3 mana, play a cleric, but then destroy it, and also destroy an enemy card, creature. So not all that great. But it is a cleric. Do I have any other stuff that cares about party? I have this Shepherd of Heroes. I have a rogue that cares about rogues and a cleric that cares about clerics. But not much. So like we're not like picking Stonework Pack Beast is all I'm saying. And I was just evaluating like how important is it to pick another rogue. We could. It's a 2-drop. Subtle Strike. I mean, it's a combat trick, but I don't feel like that really matters so much right now. I don't know. It could help if they like, if they flash out a blocker that killed Scion of the Storm or something like Swarm or something like that. You could maybe keep it alive. But I think it's probably better just like grab another rogue that's a 2-drop and like a mild party enabler. Okay, Allied Assault is a party combat trick. Zoff Consumption, that's some life gain, an interesting thought. Oh, all right. Put the Skyclave Cleric over there as like, hey, it could be a land if you want. Can I put it further right? No, I can't. Just wondering. Okay, here's a 3-mana Cleric. We don't have much 3 mana right now. Oh, we have a couple. I mean, this is a big life swing, but it does cost 6. I'm kind of tempted, because the life gain triggers are also important to me. As well as having, like, being kind of a finisher. But this Cleric, like, if I've got my other Clerics on board, can by itself do almost as much as off consumption, and it, like, also gives me indestructible on some creature. So, but I think this is, like, kind of nice as a land. Hey, look, we get another shot at Angel Heart Protector if I want it. And I think I do, right? Everything else sucks. More Expedition Skulkers? Probably better than anything else. I don't really like any of this. Relic Axe, I mean, we have a warrior, I think. We didn't take a second one. But it's like a 2-mana utility knife instead of a 1-mana utility knife that also is a bit cheaper to move around, and also if you happen to put it on a warrior, it works better. Or we could just take another 2-mana card that happens to be a warrior, which is like kind of cool. If we get any other party enablers in addition to the one we already have, that could be nice. It's a 3/1. How much do I care about that? I don't know. I mean, I'm sideboarding it anyway. Whichever one I pick, I don't really want that badly. I might have trouble coming up with 23 cards in just black-white, actually. Since I sideboarded so much mediocre green stuff, I might have to put some of this back. Right, because how many cards do you get offered? You get 42, right? 14 times 3. And so I have 22 left, of which I kind of want to choose 11. And really even more than that, because I have some color fixing here. Or some like things that I can treat as land or non-land as necessary. So I kind of think I want something like 24 non-lands. And therefore only 16 pure lands. Which means I need to pick twice as many cards. Pick 12 more cards in addition to the 12 I already have. And I'm like, I'm exactly halfway through the draft, which sounds perfect. But a lot of the stuff you pick at the end of a pack kind of is junk that you would rather sideboard than keep. So it will be hard to come up with enough cards if I stick in just black-white, I think. So I say this because I'm reevaluating like whether I should put some green cards back in. Because if I am, I would much rather take another Springmantle Cleric than take this crappy warrior. Right? I could put in this Cleric. If I just click this, does it go in? No, I don't know. Anyway, it goes there, obviously. And the Veteran Adventurer is fine at 6. Can I put it here? Yeah. Maybe even have Broken Wings. I do have one flyer. So I'm not necessarily getting killed by I have 2 decent flyers. I'm maybe not that sad about flyers. But if this is the kind of deck that looks like it's losing to blue-white aggro, I could put in Broken Wings or the Snare Catcher. Anyway, I think that I want actually the Spring Mantle Cleric in, since we seem to need green to finish out our whole deck anyway. Oh my god, it's the Blight Priest. You're here. I must have it. A troll, a 3-mana crappy warrior? I don't think so. Might of Mirasa is a pretty good combat trick and also therefore a finisher. I just don't like Shadow Stinger. Blood Price. I think we have enough heavy cards that we don't need much draw. I think I kind of like Might of Murasa over anything else. I might play it, I might sideboard it, I don't know. Pressure Point, this all kind of sucks. Oblivion's Hunger, I guess, is something. No, we don't even have counters. It's just like, don't kill a creature. That's not that great. I guess this is like just some, you know, it's a cantrip, so sure. All right, and we did get both of these back. I think I'm just splashing green. I don't want a lot of it, but I do need a bit just to finish up getting enough cards. And also, if all my green cards are heavy, that's another reason to not need much green land, right? Is that I don't need it until like turn 5. So it's okay if I have less of it. Also, I don't ever need 2 of it on a single turn. Well, we now have a couple more party enablers. Well, 1, I guess, this Veteran Adventurer. But I think this Cleric that's like some weird removal is probably my best bet. I don't have any 4-drops, which is kind of dumb. Maybe I'll sideboard a Blood Price to be a 4-drop if I need one. Okay. Red-green. Well, we're not going to be playing that one. It is pretty insane. Assuming you can get to turn 6 or... I don't know. I guess it's like it does insane stuff on turn 7 is the idea. Iridescent Horn Beetle. We don't really have the counter synergies in this deck. Okay, here's some green removal / fixing, which is kind of cool. A white wizard. A green wizard that draws. I think we're actually taking the green modal land. I want to play it as removal, but if I have to play it as a land, that's fine too. Now this I don't think I would play even as a land. I'd rather have a forest, honestly. I think. Because, like, I don't have much synergy with counters. Okay, Practiced Tactics. This card has beaten the shit out of me a few times. A 1-mana that could deal up to 4 damage is gross. Yeah, I think I'll take it. How are my colors looking, by the way? Okay, mostly black, a little green, and a fair amount of white. Oh, twice the number of creatures. Holy shit. Yeah, no wonder. Okay, we're taking this. Here's this rogue that we drafted before that was just junk. Relic Amulet, instant sorcery or wizard spell. Oh, I'd rather have the Relic Vial, the cleric one. Obviously. That card is gross. We have another 1-drop. We have a Smite the Monstrous at 4, which is pretty cool. Or Feed the Swarm, which is just like destroy anything, but cost you some life. I think I have enough life gain that I should probably prefer Feed the Swarm over Smite the Monstrous. It costs only 2 mana instead of 4. Well, Smite the Monstrous is instant, I guess. But usually that doesn't matter too much for destroying stuff. Yeah, I think I like Feed the Swarm better. Here's a Cleric with life gain. 5 mana, 5/4. And obviously we care a lot about Clerics, but I think I want some removal. Bad-ish Warrior, more removal. I didn't end up taking that green Rabid Bite, right? Yeah, I didn't. Okay. Two instants and 3 sorceries and 15 creatures. I mean, I could just take a 3-cost bad card, but I don't see why I would do that. I didn't get as much Cleric synergy as I would have liked, but I guess I got a fair amount. This is no good. It's just a large creature with synergies I don't need. And I have Adventure Awaits already. I don't think I need 2 of them. I only need to pick, like, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 more cards, depending on how much of this I want to treat as lands and how much I want to treat as, like, spells. This is probably a land much of the time, but the other 2 I'd rather be spells if possible. So really, I should consider myself as having like 19 cards. I need 4 more. What matchups does this help me win? And am I currently having trouble winning those matchups? Like, if some landfall counter stuff gets out of control, this helps, obviously, quite a lot. But am I already winning or losing that matchup? I'm not sure. I have Practice Tactics, which can also just beat the shit out of a large creature eventually. And also, of course, I have Feed the Swarm, and I think another removal card somewhere? Maybe not. Okay, we can't count Demon's Disciple. Opponent will usually have something else to sack. Okay. I think I will take Smite the Monstrous over a Warrior. I don't know. Did I end up taking another Warrior at some point? I didn't. We have a couple of Party Synergy cards that might make it reasonable to take this. But this is a format that makes it really hard to attack a lot of the time. And so the counter ability is pretty negligible. It's really just like a 3/2 Warrior, I think. But of course, if you actually activate the counter, it's great. This is more like a red-white card, I feel like. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Smite the Monstrous. I don't know if I'll play it. Let's put it over here for now. Another practice tactics I think I will take. We have a flyer rogue, but not really that important, I don't think. Oh yeah, I have this for removal, and I have. Oh, I already talked about that, didn't I? Yeah, that's one of my 2 removal spells. Got it. Another mind drain. Probably. I'm thinking I might want to cut the one I already have, not add another. But life gain is just pretty important. I don't know. Everything else seems not good. A 3-mana 2/2 flyer is not really what this deck is about, and neither is this 4-mana vigilant landfall thing. I think I hate doing it. Okay, here's this vampire rogue that could be some really sick removal if we get like enough party stuff. But honestly, often won't be, I think. Yeah, this makes creatures fly, which is cool, but not all that important, I feel like. I think we just take another cleric. Don't want any of this, I don't think. Blood Beckoning to bring a creature back. If they remove Cleric of Life's Bond, that might be cool, I guess. Or like my Blight Priest. I do have like 2 pretty important creatures that I might have trouble getting back if they are removed somehow. I'm probably not running it, but it's better than anything else. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know. This one? Okay, I mean, it's green life gain that draws a card and ramps. Also puts a counter on, which doesn't matter that much. Like, counters are great, don't get me wrong. But the deck is not really about them in the same way some past decks have been. And even those past decks never got much value out of Scale to Heights. I mean, this is a 4-cost creature, which could be a thing. I have a colorless card? Where? What? I don't see any colorless cards. Are you talking about in my sideboard? But I have more than one there. Where's my colorless card? Oh, that means multicolored. I see. Right. The kind of diamond symbol means colorless. I guess it is a little bit gold. You have to look pretty closely. I see. I probably don't want any of these, but if I were going to take one, I guess it would be this. Likewise. Okay. Sure. All right. So we happen to draft exactly like enough cards to run. Ooh, I think splash 4 forests. That does seem sort of reasonable. But I think I just want 6/6 because I do have like 3 things that could be lands if necessary, 1 in each color, which is kind of cool. I'd like to play them as spells, but having them available as lands means I can run a few less. And so the question is, what do I put into the deck? What's my last card? It could be Blood Beckoning. Also, like, I should look at, am I removing any of this stuff? They all seem pretty good. I could remove a Mind Drain, but like, ugh. This is really just like 3 mana gain 1 life in some sense, but like it also makes them discard, which is why it's like excusable. And I have, what, 2 cards that trigger off of life gain? 3. The Cleric of Life's Bond, the Blight Priest, and the Scion Vampire thing. There we go. So I have enough removal that I don't think I need to be afraid of flyers necessarily, so I don't want something like Broken Wings or the Snarecaster. What about Adventure Awaits? Just a tutor for my really good cards? That's a thought. Because I have like 3 cards that I really want in play. 4, I guess, with the Core Celebrant. And the rest is kind of just filler to activate those. This is also maybe playable sometimes. But usually not going to be like a humongous play. Yeah, so I end up with 0 wizards and only 1 warrior. That doesn't seem right. Oh, I see. It doesn't have a tag, but it's in the text. So this only counts tags. Fair enough. So I only have 2 warriors. But that's fine, question mark? I don't know. Why was I even asking that question? Just about how good this guy is, I guess was the reason. I think 1 Adventure Awaits might be just the ticket. And the question then is, if I think it's good enough to include, is it better than anything else in the deck? If so, I should remove one of those things. Like this rogue, right? I don't really need any more of those. It's a creature, but the Death Touch doesn't matter that much, I feel like. They're the only 2 rogues in the deck, huh? Aside from this guy. So they're really quite bad unless you have multiples of them. So I should probably either put one back or take the other 2 out. I think I'll put one back. Because just having like some 2/2 Death Touches lying around can really discourage the opponent from going in with big attackers. And they're creatures, which will hopefully trigger Core Celebrant, which hopefully triggers my other stuff. I don't know. Alright, today's card art is Cleric of Life's Blood. There you go. Kind of feel very bad about having no 4s, but I'm doing pretty well on 1s, 2s, and 3s, so I guess I'll live with it. And color-wise, yeah, I think 6/6 is fine, and 4 forests. Let me just double check these dual or modal things are still like good. This is fine. I'll have a couple big creatures. This is fine. And where's the last one? Here. This is also good. All right. Let's get... How long was that draft? Oh, 48 minutes. Practically a speedrun record for me. Yeah, that was... Oh, I should... hang on, unmute. That was... we're kind of revisiting the green-black... Oh my god. Well, I wish I had a white... I wish I had a plains. But it's still probably okay otherwise. We'll just try to draw one. What's the worst that could happen? Opponent is blue. And blue. Oh, and probably red. Oh, we got the plains. We're in, boys. Hang on. Should I consider playing this as a land? Because if I want to do that, I should do it now. I think the answer is no. I have plenty of mana available. I can save that for removal. Okay, so blue-red. They have some pretty strong removal with this. And here's a 2/2. Okay. So what are we doing next? Does the order on these matter? I think we play the Celebrant first because we get a bit more life out of it. Either way, this is doing damage to the opponent next turn. But if I play them in this order, I get one more life. So using some sort of artifact that... Copy target activated or triggered ability. Wow. Copy target instant or sorcery. Copy target permanent spell. That's pretty unbelievable. Like, I don't know if it's good. Okay, I'm kind of thinking at this point that I might need 5 mana. Like, I haven't drawn enough more lands, so I think I should actually play this as a land. I don't really have stuff that can... Oh my god, I'm already short on time. I don't have any way to, like... I don't have anything that I want to fight this with, is the thing. Yeah. Well, this, but I need a 5th mana for it. So we're going to go ahead and play this as a land. So that I can guarantee to get down the Shepherd of Heroes next turn. This is a scary dang card, oh my goodness. Kind of thing you wish you had Broken Wings for, right? Oh well. Yeah, there goes my Blight Priest. That's really sad. I mean, I guess there could be some argument for not playing this right now and wait till I have more party stuff, but I don't think that's... I think I have to kill this guy before something horrible happens to me. And I'm not really cut out to do that. Like, he just got... This is tremendous value. Yeah, no wonder I've never seen this. It's a mythic rare. You don't get to play that many of those. At least it's going to be pretty hard for him to get 4 charge counters on this anytime soon. But oh my goodness, this is a scary time to be alive. I mean, I guess we play a 1 and a 3. And swinging with this doesn't really help, so... I guess I'll save this so I can swing with my 2/2 next turn, make this be my... Maybe I should have saved this until like I draw one of my life gain enablers. I don't know. Oh, I could play that as a land, huh? I don't think so. I'm gonna need a finisher. And I already have 2 swamps down, so I just need any land. Paul Caudillo? Huh. Don't know how to pronounce that one. it looks neither English nor any non-English language I recognize. I'm kind of happy to see this, actually. It doesn't really advance my opponent's agenda in any way, except by threatening to block this. Which I guess it will just actually do. It will just block it, because I can't give it Death Touch yet. Ah, there's my vampire. Okay. So swinging with this doesn't actually do anything, huh? So, okay, we play this guy. Does order matter? Not really, right? I'm not going to be playing any rogues. And swinging with this wouldn't help even if it were indestructible. And it feels a little bad to play this like when it's not going to trigger Cleric of Life's Bond, but I really want to hit my opponent while he still has 2 cards. And giving this indestructible will be useful. Whereas giving this was not. Opponent seems to be like having to draw a lot, which is really great. I expect you're paying the 3 mana to duplicate that. Yeah. So, but by making opponent discard some stuff, we kind of, I don't know, slowed down what they're able to do. Now we could play Zoff Consumption now, but I think I would rather... I don't know. Maybe I should. I'd rather have it as a surprise finisher, I think. Get damage in with creatures while I can. Okay, all this stuff, order doesn't matter. This I wish to be indestructible. Okay, that's cool. Good play. Cool card. I guess you put it on this guy and then block here. Okay, you're also losing your 2/2. Fine. Opponent seems to be keenly aware of the threat of lethal in one or various ways. Oh my god, more draw. This is just... I mean, this is threatening to get big enough that I might have trouble, but I think I now have enough creatures that I can just start swinging with everything pretty soon. And get in a little damage that way. You can't duplicate. Oh, you can. Do you want to? No. Okay. You'd rather have this? Nothing. Okay, playing a land doesn't do anything for me right now, but also there's no reason not to. This is a sorcery. So if I want to attack with this guy, I should play this first. I don't think I want to necessarily, but if I attack with this and this, you're already at 2, right? So you have to block all of my other creatures. No counters, please? Maybe I should have waited till there was... Okay, they didn't counter. That's fine. I don't get to swing, but I got that damage in. And I think I go with a 3-2 here. Which they kind of want to block with a 2-3 probably. I don't know, I can always do that later and overload their ability to block effectively by having more things attacking, maybe. Okay, there goes my flyer. Why isn't this resolving? Oh, you're choosing to consider copying it. That's not going to work. It's just going to do 0 damage. Right? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure that does 0 damage. It does 4 both times? Wow. I'm going to have to look up the rules on that one. I see. The card that's on the... is part of the cost. Oh, this doesn't even gain life anymore. For a while, the game was looking bad, and then it looked good, and now it's looking bad again. Opponent got to their removal in time. Only 10 cards left in deck, actually. They don't have that long to kill me. 10 cards is a long time, I guess. Not if they keep drawing, but they don't have to anymore. No, removing all charge counters. You're not reactivating the ability. You're making a copy of the ability. And the charge counters were part of the cost. Meaning the ability had a 4 on it while it was on the stack, so you copied it with the 4. I see. So I could swing with this. I don't really see a reason to do so, though. Stop emoting at me. I don't allow this. It's pretty scary. I guess if I could get my, like, vampire flyer dude, I might have something good happen. Swarm of the Scion or whatever. Scion of the Swarm. Adventure Awaits would also be nice. I could try to draw a good card. But I mean, I'm obviously in very bad shape. It's 31-5, but I'm not winning by any means. I'm going to keep this in case you have some kind of like make me discard thing. I can't imagine a situation where I need more than 7 mana in a single turn anymore. What a grotesque value engine. Yeah, now you get more life. Oh my god. What just happened there? You just activated this and I heard a weird noise, but okay. So a 5/3. Why don't I block this? I mean, my own life is sort of... Oh, it has menace, I see. That's why. Yuck. Yuck. Okay. I hate 2-for-1-ing here, but I'm super dead, so... Oh, there go all my rogues for practice tactics. Now this just does too. Oh boy. I think I'm dead if you swing with everything, maybe? I'm really impressed actually by how this deck spent so much on draw and actually still managed to like do stuff. Oh, and this is even going back now? I don't think you should copy that. Well, oh, maybe you put one of your own cards back, like this one? I don't know. Well, okay, now you have like an easier route to lethal, I guess, is the idea. You were 1 mana short, I think, of being able to play both of these. Alright, well, I mean, this sucks. Alright, there you go. That's why you return this to my hand as well. It kills me. I didn't do the math, but you did. Fine. Oof. Tough break on that one. We were doing pretty well for the mid game. But, I mean, in a sense, I predicted in the early game that they had, like, put out a couple of powerful artifacts that would do something eventually. And then it was like, oh, well, the mid game's going okay for me. Maybe I'll kill them before they get me. And that didn't happen, so I lost. So, not a humongous surprise, I guess. A little disappointing, obviously. Oh well. That's it for this episode. Join me next time for probably the remainder of the draft run. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.